Earlier, I had the opportunity to speak with Rutgers University, New Brunswick Chancellor Richard Edwards. Here's what he had to say. Chancellor Edwards, thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here.
So how does internationalization play a role in your vision for Rutgers, New Brunswick?
We live in such a complex world that's everything is global these days. And if we're going to prepare students to go out and take their place in the United States, they're going to have to understand the interplay between our country and other countries, between our culture and other cultures. In addition, New Jersey is the second most diverse state in the nation. And so just here in our own state, people are running into folks from a variety of different cultures. And so the internationalization of our student body, I think, is important as part of the learning experience that we can provide all of our students.
So there are some strategic priorities on campus here at Rutgers, New Brunswick that include a global component. And why is this important? And can you give an example of one for our audience?
I think one of the key things in our strategic plan has been improving or enhancing the student experience. And from my perspective, having many international students is one way we can enhance the student experience. But for those international students, we have to do some special things to enhance their experience. So for example, we've put in place a one-week orientation for new international students when they arrive here, but before they enroll in the first semester. And we found that that has made a big difference, helping them to get oriented, to enable them to meet each other, meet people from a variety of countries, but learn some things that they're going to need to know in order to make it here successfully.
So Rutgers has a special relationship with China. Could you tell us about the relationship and where it's shown here on campus and also in China itself?
Sure. We have about 5,600 international students here from all countries, but over half of them, 3,000 plus, are from China. So it's an important place for us. Now we have people from a number of other countries. You might be surprised to know we have 70 plus students from Iraq, from Iran, and from Turkey. International, covers the globe. But with China, since we have so many students from there, we've developed some very deep relationships with certain universities in China. Jilin University, for example, is the largest university in China, and we are their oldest international partner. Our relationship with Jilin goes back to 1979. We've decided to have some in-depth relationship with several Chinese universities rather than have many relationships. Of course, we have memoranda of understanding with hundreds of universities, but probably 7 or 8 in China where we have in-depth. And what exactly is a
memorandum for? Of understanding,
yeah,
yes.
An MOU or memorandum of understanding is a document that's signed that says we'll collaborate, we might send students back and forth or faculty back and forth, that sort of thing. But with places like Jilin, the South China University of Technology, and a variety of others, we have much more extensive relationships. We have 2-2 programs where students do 2 years in China, then come to Rutgers for their final 2 years and get a degree from Rutgers and their home institution. We have 3-2 programs. They do 3 years at their home institution, come here for 2 years and wind up getting their bachelor's degree and a master's degree. We have a Confucius Institute here, and the sister Confucius Institute is at Jilin University in China. And Jilin, by the way, sends us about 30 of their honors chemistry students each year who come over here and spend a semester or 2 semesters working in our chemistry department. So there are lots of relationships like that. What we don't have so much of is our students going to China. And partly that's a matter of language. Not many of our students speak Chinese or Mandarin. And we're working on that, and more Chinese universities are developing programs where all the courses are taught in English that will make it more feasible. So we do have students going on 2-week programs, on short-term kinds of visits, but not nearly as extensive as the number of Chinese students coming here. We'd like to balance that.
So there's definitely a lot to look forward to in the future.
There is.
When it comes to China.
Yes.
Well, thank you again so much for joining us today.
It's really been my pleasure. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and be part of this.
Thank you.